All right, so Violent Gems. Diana is probably my favorite champion in the game currently. She is a 2/2 with quick attack and challenger. And my initial evaluation of Diana was actually a little bit off. I thought that she was going to be a very aggressive champion, but it turns out that she's really more of a mid-range tool. And in a lot of ways, I'm kind of embarrassed that I missed it because she does everything mid-range is looking to do. I'm gonna play this one to wrap up Kennex. She is a card that can allow you to pressure things like the ramp decks, but gaining Challenger with quick attack allows her to be a piece of interaction / removal against the more aggressive decks in the format to allow you to assume a more controlling role. The gems part of this deck is things like Gift Giver, Mentor of the Stones here that are utilizing the gem mechanic out of Chargan. These are generated cards that heal an ally 1 and give it +1 attack. These gems are excellent at not only enabling our Nightfall cards because they're a cheap burst spell, but they're also very good with Vi. Getting lots of gems together allows you to get Vi's power up very, very quickly in order to get her leveled, even if you don't draw her at the start of the game. And then another excellent card that pairs well with Vi is Targan gave us Zenith Blade, which grants an ally +1, +2, and Overwhelm, which is great because Vi very quickly gets up to 10 attack in a lot of different games. So let's go ahead and dive into some games with this. This is one of the decks I've been playing the most of off stream, just trying to get practice in with it and get the details to what I'm happy with. I think it's one of the 3 decks I'm going to have in my lineup for the event at the end of the month, the 26th and the 27th. What's going on, Duck Doolittle? Have a good one. I actually prefer Diana to Leona a lot. Diana is a lot more of a finesse card, whereas Leona is definitely a just like beat you in the face card. Okay, so Mono Demacia Garen, probably the Banner of the Fallen deck, then probably the Banner of Fallen deck that's been going around a little bit. Just a bunch of elite cards. I mulligan Mystic Shots here and keep Crescent Guardian for beating down. This is not a matchup I've played.
These jewels are more than mere trinkets.
I didn't say Diana was less fun, I said she felt weaker. I disagree with that assessment. I think Diana has a lot more utility around her. Leona is a cudgel of a card. Diana's a finesse card. Gems also very good with Lenari Shadestalker. Can allow you to close games out very quickly, which is nice. I'm gonna go ahead and gem this into Lenari Priestess here. Try and find something cheap to enable my other Nightfalls. This is perfect.
Calm mind and open heart greet the night.
Symbiote, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. That's a decent pickup as well. Okay, so I gotta decide how hard do I want to hit this turn. I think I'm going to save this for next turn to enable the Shadestalkers. It's pretty appealing to go Charger into Crescent Guardian this turn, I think.
Ready for deployment.
The Boys is very good. I need to find time to sit down and watch.
Be brave.
Watch the latest season. If they want to eat one of my 2/1s, I think that's fine, and they take 9 over here, so I'm just going to attack with everything here.
Stand strong.
I want to just go ahead and hammer their life total as much as possible so I can play down these elusives and kill them. They posted the first 3 episodes of Season 2, I believe.
Demacian steel protects me.
They're trying to decide how low can you go?
Strong.
Hands are for forging, not for
That's pretty good. So opponent taking a very defensive role here, which I think is correct. Their deck probably has bigger units in it than mine, so I think they should be defensive in their assessment here. So they're keeping their life total high, which means they're less likely to die to these. Have I played Karma Leona? I've not. Is Karma... I guess my question on Karma Leona is, can you explain to me why you feel Karma is a better piece of top end than Aesol to pair with Leona?
Ready to do my part.
The moon approaches her zenith. May her silver light enshroud us. The moon approaches her zenith. May her silver light enshroud us.
I've trained for this.
I think Aesol is a bad card. I'm gonna give you a chance to explain that before the mods get to do what the mods are allowed to do here.
Light flower.
I think we do this into this.
For king and country.
The moon approaches her zenith. May her silver light enshroud us.
May her silver light enshroud us. Ooh, I like, that's a good description. I like Karma plus Leona's champ spell. That seems slick. What are the odds these decks play Rangers Resolve? High?
Not my first fight.
I stand ready.
Here's a question. Am I supposed to get excited this, or am I supposed to save it for Reach? I think I'm supposed to save it for Reach, right? I think I'm playing this out, and then hopefully invoking something elusive.
What do the stars
Is that a good one, chat? Please let me know.
Stay resolute. The wicked must fall.
I know your true heart.
I will not falter.
Shining. What once was two, now is one.
Okay.
Discipline and steel. Break their ranks.
You are beneath me. Don't leave.
She's so sad, chat. She's so sad. I'm supposed to play these out, right? Or am I not, because they could be playing Judgment, right? Attacking with a non-elusive plays into Judgment, so I should just do this. They have to kill 2 things to not be dead to get excited. I think we're just supposed to open attacks. Opponent agrees. Assault is extremely easy to beat. Most of his responses are slow, except for the stargazing one that heals him, but I usually always beat Assault. I'm just gonna... We gave him a chance. Chat, would you believe that the person that came and complained about getting timed out decided to announce their displeasure on Twitter afterwards? I for one am shocked that the person who waited 10 minutes to complain about being timed out in chat then went on Twitter to announce their displeasure to the world. Oh. No, chat, they just want the clicks and the attention. I just blocked them and I moved on with my day.
Enter, traveler, and stop staring.
Stop staring. Gosh, we got stone cold nothing going on, huh? Hopefully they'll play something that we can kill. I got you, Jace. Jeff Hoagland's got a pretty good stat line. I agree. Stands for vicious, chat. She's coming for you. Hoping to fade vengeance.
Ooh, fresh oil.
I think them killing this is probably fine, right? It's gonna give me a bunch of gems.
Come this way.
Alright, I'm not playing around Vengeance here. I don't think that card's common enough to be worth playing around.
Bow to no one.
Well, that's just rude, opponent.
Invisible to the ignorant.
Gems are also outrageous with your Shade Stalkers.
These jewels are more than mere trinkets.
Justice firsthand.
Eat this!
Build a silly Silver Sister. Yep. And I mean, she's got Overwhelm here, so like she's gonna hit them for 2 still. Nah, I don't think I really care about Sejani. Just gonna try and kill them next turn.
Everyone's a garden.
They forced us to choose death or the blade.
Death or the blade.
shield me.
What do we think of just like Pale cascading here to trade? I kind of like it.
Justice is served.
Ill met by moonlight. So because she's got overwhelm from the Zenith Blade here,
Here's the fun drum coming at ya.
just did. Yep. Yeah, I've liked this one a lot. It is, yeah. It's a good one. Diana's definitely my favorite champion, and the gems just work so well with Vi. We haven't even gotten to really run off with the support yet too. The gem supporter is insane. You win a lot of games with your elusives with that. Yeah, 18 damage from just Vi there. Exactly correct. Alright, this is the dragons person we queued into earlier with the other deck, right? We're attacking on Ebens, unfortunately, really sucks. I'm gonna mulligan these two. I'm gonna keep Giver with the Mentor, I think. This is like a good version of the easy target deck we posted. I don't know about that. Like, it's the same regions. Well, and that's one of the great things about Runeterra as a game violent journey, is that the tier decks tend to be a lot closer in power level to a lot of the better brews. And like, I honestly think like this deck could become a tier deck if more people played it. And that's a Dragon Ramper. It's a little too hard to play to ever hit tier 1 on stats. Listen, Percy, if you think my deck is bad, just say it's bad. Yeah, I agree, Innuendo. I don't think they've really solved the format since the last set dropped. It's not bad, you just gotta play tight. Nah, it usually means it's bad. Listen, chat, I love me a bad deck. You don't have to tell me my bad deck is good to save my feelings. Also, this card with Diana is absurd for anybody that hasn't experienced that. Single combat, kill your Diana. Don't do it. Have a heart. No! Rude.
These gems grant a wearer harmony.
Alright, chat. String cheese engage. Let's go. 5-5 elusive. Your move, Yuki boy.
Stardust.
I'll take 3 more gems. Thanks. I definitely had a game where I killed someone with this card and attacking for like 13 on turn 6 or 7. It was great. Yeah, that probably makes sense, Squaddle. Ezreal hasn't been super popular though, I guess Easy Karma is something I could expect people to play in the tournament, but we'll just ban that if we queue into it. So planning to ban Ezreal deck seems like a fine plan.
The skies darken with their approach.
Alright, no Challenger Dragon. No Challenger Dragon. No Challenger Dragon. Oh, I guess the Challenger Dragon's only a 4/5, right? My loose is bigger than that? Nailed it.
These jewels are more than mere trinkets.
These jewels are more than mere trinkets. So this is 9-11 next turn currently in my hand. They are playing a Hush deck, is something to note here. My opponent does have access to the card Hush. I'm not going to behold the Celestial card. Probably just the Serpent.
Calm mind and open heart greet the night.
I think the mid-range decks you were playing last season probably aren't as good this season because of the ramp decks. But I think a lot of the Diana-based ramp decks are very reasonable. I think Twisted Swain, I think, could definitely be classified as a mid-range deck, and that deck's very reasonable. I'll block one of these here, I think. I think the Lux Ash deck, I guess you could classify that as a control deck. That one's close. The line's kind of blurry on that one, I think. I think I just go ahead and bank my spell mana here, huh? If they don't have a Hush, they're theoretically dead to Pale Cascade. I guess I don't have enough mana for that. Lux Leona's another mid-range deck. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, I think I'm Duskbringering and then Urchining the Dusk Petal here.
Anything else?
So I'm gonna play this Serpent out here,
Take action.
and we're gonna throw a gem on this so the Serpent can eat this. The real upside to the Serpent eating this, though, is that play makes it so if my opponent has a Hush to allow them to block this, I can use Pale Cascade to save this from this eating it.
They say these were from
So I'm gonna go ahead and gem here, and then I think I'm just gonna go ahead and attack with everything.
Forgive me.
I'm gonna put one more gem out. So, okay, the reason to play this other gem out is this way, if my opponent only blocks one of my 2/2s, I get to kill them with Pale Cascade. So this pull plays around Hush, and this gem here means if they don't throw away one of these, they die.
Do you see?
So we're forcing them into some blocks here. That's a little unfortunate, but also not the end of the world. Oh, I'm dumb. If they Hush, they wipe the stats off of this. I'm dumb. Let's just hope they don't have Hush. I think it's still fine to hook this to do this. That's a really good draw. Huh? I think that's lethal. Cascade, they aren't fighting. This isn't single combat. Just their things are striking mine. I guess something that kind of confuses me here, why do both of these get to Fury when one of their things kills mine? It's kind of annoying. Oh, wait, that one didn't Fury. Okay, that makes sense. They just picked this one first. Got it. Okay, so opponent played that well. So my understanding was wrong. My understanding was wrong there. I think we're probably still dead. We needed that elusive to go the distance here. I thought this one was getting 2, but it wasn't. It was only getting 1. That makes sense. Yeah, the Demacia Dragons deck the opponent's playing seems really sweet. It beat up the other aggro deck we were playing earlier today, too. Being able to heal the Fury Dragons is big game. So I could technically still trade here. And maybe we're not just done because both of these are cantripping. Probably still dead, but at least these are exchanging. I don't know what that is, Cheetos. Hush. Please use the form on my site. Demacia might be a better combo for Aesol. They were literally playing Demacia. Here's Leona, Orion Sol here. Mono Targan looks like. I think I'm happy with this. We'll go ahead and Duskbringer on 1 into Shadestalker on 2, start applying pressure. And then I have Urchin with Gift Giver to get some card filtering going. Maybe I'm supposed to mulligan these two if I'm just planning to filter with them anyways. I can see that. I guess these provide bodies while they're filtering at least.
One star's whoopsie is another spark.
We were peaceful once.
Like this.
We will resist.
Thoughts on Jury Rig in a list like this? Annoying, but not the end of the world. I think we just go ahead and play our elusive out here to get to start hitting with that.
Darkness hides in my path. Whatever the journey brings, I welcome it.
Can you explain why you think it'll be difficult for Riot to balance things as their card pool gets bigger? Because if anything, what I've seen so far, I'm kind of pretty optimistic that they're going to be able to keep their game pretty well on track. They seem like they have a very, very active, balanced team that's not only looking at win rates of things, but also looking at other important details as well.
Sunlight.
Yeah, like if you're not afraid to make changes, it's really easy to balance a digital card game, generally speaking. It's difficult to like get it right off the bat, but like
You spurn my gift.
I think I just want to kill this challenger. Yeah. If you frequently make balance changes, I think it's pretty easy. You're not afraid to. They don't seem like they're afraid to make things better or worse, which I think is a big deal. So let's go ahead and gem this up to a 3/3 and then play Shadestalker here.
Forgive me.
Sure, I agree that bigger card pools are inherently harder to balance.
Oh yeah.
So,
Pretty sparkly.
Hush! People asking about Hush. Hush just isn't an auto 3 of in Target decks. I know there's been a lot of community outrage around Hush or whatever you want to call it because people think interaction is bad or something, I guess. But like, on average, Hush doesn't do anything on its own, and our deck doesn't always have enough board presence to be able to leverage Hush appropriately. This is gonna get to kill one of my 3/3s here, unfortunately. We've got Pale Cascade to kill at least.
Stop now.
That's pretty good. Nah, I think Zenith is just better than something like Subwork Maps. Being able to actually add stat lines to things is good, especially when we already have some things that start elusive. So, I'm not Mystic Shotting right away because my opponent has Hush mana available. So if I were to Mystic Shot this, they could Hush my elusive in response and then wipe my stats off it, and then their 5/2 wouldn't die. Yep. Well, to be fair, there weren't really Vlad decks before the set came out either. That champion's just not very good. He's one that needs a rebalance for sure. Yeah, I could see Bastion being good. I'm actually not sure that these Zonite Urchins are good. They've been a little bit clunky. I'm just playing a fat boy out here.
The messenger believes it chases the trickster.
Situations like this where Zonite just kind of rots in your hand. This deck's really good at using the gems and stuff that it generates. So this could easily be something that I want to trim. Yeah, Vlad's stat line and abilities for its mana cost just tends to be worse than a lot of your other options, unfortunately.
The moon approaches her zenith. May her silver light enshroud us. For truth.
Okay, still a 7/7. Yeah, sure, Percy. You can just post it in chat too if you want. I don't know how we ever beat that one. Oh, they were playing Ezreal. I feel like there's no way. Yeah, this is just a different deck, I think. Which is fine. Like, this looks like a better version of the archetype than what was played, but I think this deck's just a different deck. The animation on this card's sick, at least. That was the Sky's Descent. Deal 15 damage to all enemies.
I can do this.
Anything else?
I won't stop now.
Tread carefully.
Here comes the punchline.
A little luck for those who need it.
So this will put Vi up to 6. This will put Vi up to 8. We have another Sky's Descend. It's -2, -3. No, it's 13. Sky's Descend is 13 right now. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of some more Bastion. Let's take a peek at this. Maybe make some changes.
This time.
Maybe get up to at least a second Bastion. I think I'm only on 1. Am I on 0 Bastion? Oh yeah, that's super wrong. Urchin's been super mediocre. I think I'm just gonna make that swap for now. Lenari Priestess has been a little hit or miss as well, I think. I don't know exactly what else I would like instead of that. Playing most of the Nightfall stuff, right? Yeah. Are you playing the 5-mana heal spell? No, I'm not going quite that big. This is trying to be a little bit lower to the ground than that. Guiding Touch is... Vi doesn't get that much defense, so Guiding Touch tends to be cheaper and a little bit more efficient. Lets you kind of churn through cards in your deck too by drawing to give you more things to play that are cheap. That's true. It could just be right to just play the non-Nightfall Priestess. Honestly, don't hate that. The upside to this one is you can high roll some of the big elusive things, but Solari Priestess, she gets Golden Sisters pretty consistently. She might just be better. She's probably worth testing. Try that. How consistent is getting... What does that mean? What do you mean by consistent? It's like a deal 3. So it does the same thing every game. I like my aggro deck having reach. Alright, basically always keeping Vi in the opener, Trundle, Aesol, so they're the ramp deck. I'm gonna mulligan these two, looking for an enabler for Shadestalker here. It's awkward. It's fine, we got a couple of draws here. This is technically not enabler, but it's still a turn 1 play, and we're going to make it. Actually, I should not play this, because if I draw Lenari Duskbringer, I could play that on 1, right? Although now this is a free block. I'll take my free block.
More than mere trinkets.
Hecarim got rebalanced a little bit, and I think he's a little bit too clunky on average. He's another on the small list of champions that I wouldn't be surprised if he got rebalanced sometime soon.
Remember my words.
They're out there. I'll spot them.
So opponent playing Trundle A Soul, but maybe not a ramp variation, just a more like natural curve out. I think I skip blocks here. I think I'm just passing. Burning 2 mana feels bad, but that's a 1/5 Grinding Stone, so they are playing ramp stuff. Yeah, I feel like I need to just save mana so I can trigger my Nightfalls next turn. Going up to 5 here is a big deal.
Sapphire, gem of our divine patron.
Alright, I think with this draw, I actually want to double Shadestalker here.
King of Trolls coming through.
Unseen, unheard. Whatever the priest.
I'll knock 'em dead.
Am I cashing you in to gain life? I feel like the answer is yes. I don't think I want to trade here. I think I want to leave that on their bench, gumming things up.
Protect him. Here comes the punchline.
Play violence here, so that way she can force this off the board. Start with this and see what we draw. This is pretty good. We could technically level Vi this turn, right? With Vault Breaker.
Forgive me.
I kind of like having a backup Vi though. I suppose
Fun part.
I could also play Duskbringer and then level her that way. I expose myself to Icequake with that line though, which I probably don't want to do. I think I'm supposed to get my hit in before I get Icequaked. So the fact that they have the ramp spell there feels bad because it means they're going to get to Ice Pillar me next turn, which is something I was trying to avoid by killing their ramp. Maybe I'm just supposed to be aggressive and kill Trundle instead of killing the ramp spell.
You can see the Demacian border from here.
They forced us to choose death or the blade.
Trolllands now. Hail to the king.
Dude, Yeah, the opponent is a Hush deck, so like killing Trundle's not a guarantee or free. They have lots of tricks and they have mana available to them. This isn't Hearthstone. The opponent has a lot of back and forth in play to them.
For the homestead. Bow to your king. Safeguard our homes. Get ready for a beatdown.
So I just play a couple of cards here so Vi levels, right? How do we feel about just like 5ing their dome and going to 8? I think I'm into it.
That's how we
Yeah, I could remove Trundle, but like, can't I just remove Trundle by removing their face? I guess I don't have an Overwhelm card in sight is a concern. But I guess, like, with Vault Breaker here, next turn I'm gonna get to go, like, Vault Breaker into Cascade into Get Excited. So I'm gonna have, you gotta start shaping. I have a lot of reach here, right? So I'm gonna go up to 8 plus 3. I have 11 total mana next turn. So I can play 3 mana cards and Pale Cascade. So that'll be 2, 2, 2, and this is 9. Plus 5 plus 4. 9 plus 5 plus 4 is, 9 plus 5 plus 4 is 19. I could do 19 next turn. If my counting is correct, 9 plus 5 plus 4. That's 18. That's 18. Yeah. That's 9 and 9. Yep. I think I play her out because it's mostly a free roll, right? I'm gonna lose the mana anyways.
within the darkness.
Yours is a light I cherish, Moon sister.
So I definitely want to start by attacking to play around Icequake, right?
Forgive me.
Trouble coming at ya.
And I think I just go for lethal here, right?
Come, a new phase awaits. Our light glows. It tried to blind me with resplendence, but they could not break me.
We should pretend Hush doesn't exist. Big agree. Hush is burst, which is sad.
Deadly paths, just another day in Targon.
Okay. See, chat? Delete Trundle by deleting their face. That Get Excited? That was a 2 for 6. They died with 6 cards in their hand. think I mulligan these two, looking for my 2-mana Nightfall cards, Diana and the Shadestalker. Nailed it. Even 3/3.
Ye started without me.
They forced us to choose death,
Death
or
over blade.
Temperamental as moonlight. Darkness hides in my path.
Darkness hides my path.
I will be free. Forgive me.
The dead don't need riches.
Oh, these things are at 3 out of 5 on turn 3. It's so popular because it's powerful, because it's Timmy. I think it's a little bit of both. I think the card's playable.
We were peaceful once. Invisible to ignorant.
Gems are superb. Bad for the teeth, though. Up there in the mountains! Oh, floaty crystals!
Ash, Logan, was the other raid person that was on. So this guy makes this bigger, and then he gives you gems to continue to make them bigger afterwards, which is great. Just lovely.
Who's on top of the bounty board today?
Alright, so do I heal this here? I think I gem this. And then I'm gonna Vi.
One girl wrecking crew.
Can't get to stream often these days, but wanted to still show my support. Thankful for your YouTube channel, so I can watch sweet decks anytime. Thanks for the 22 months, Trickles. I really appreciate you keeping me around.
Believe me.
Hope you're staying safe out there.
Lucky you. I'm the last thing you'll see.
I should probably play around Sajani, right? So I can go gem up to 9, and then this is 12. Yeah, very likely drew her with Beverly.
The fun part.
I should technically heal this one, because this is taking some damage.
Punch it.
Whatever the cost.
Eat this.
The person who was asking about Get Excited earlier, I like Reach.
Coins and cards.
We also have, like, gems and dust petals that we don't mind discarding. Honestly, it could be right to play a third Get Excited. Closes out a lot of games.
That stands for victory.
Just good clean turn 6 lethal. Alright, it is 4:30. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day. This is Christy's last day before she goes back to work after her maternity leave. Haley is 3 months old now. My schedule for the rest of the week is gonna be a little bit lighter. I tweeted this out. Still planning to do Runeterra stuff every day, but some days it's just gonna be one deck. Other days it'll be 2. As always, everything will end up on my YouTube channel. All in all, I think I'm pretty happy as far as this deck goes. I kind of like where we ended up at. One thing we did not get to test really was Solari Priestess versus the Nightfall one. I think I'm going to leave this in here to test some games with off stream a little bit. I like the idea of Bastion too. We really didn't get to see Bastion do any work after the switches that we made, but I do know that the couple of Zonite Urchins I had at the bottom end of my curve felt pretty clunky, and I would like to try this out. Honestly, something that I kind of think might be worth trying in here, but could be cheeky, is this card, and I don't know that I'd play 3 of them, maybe just 1 or 2, but I think there's a chance that I want some Messenger Sigil in this deck, because some of the best draws with this archetype are the ones where you play Shadestalker or Diana with Nightfall on the second turn, and having more than 3 ways to do that has felt really powerful. It does technically put us down a card though, and we don't draw a ton of cards in this deck, so I could see it being wrong from that perspective, but I feel like just for good measure, I should try playing some copies of this. Jury Rig could technically do that too. That's true. Maybe I should try a build with Jury Rig and Zonite Urchin then? Urchin felt awkward because I frequently didn't have things I wanted to try. Yeah, I like that suggestion. Okay, so what does this look like with Zonite and Jury Rig? Is it possible that I just cut Solari Priestess? And just drag the curve down a bit? Yeah, we're often trying to end fast. What if I do something like this? It drags the curve down pretty nicely. Just go to 3 Jury Rig, Zonite, and get excited. Maybe 3 Jury Rig is too many. Just leave a Mystic Shot in. I don't know. I suppose I have 5 ways to discard them for value with the Get Exciteds. Because either way, things to think about. At any rate, thanks everybody for hanging out. I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. I'll be back tomorrow morning with a Magic deck and a Runeterra deck. Hopefully, you're staying safe out there everywhere in the world. See you tomorrow.